Like,
Smashing
what is a
these
woman
hoes.
not gonna do for you that you have to really drug her up for her to do?
And that's coming from a
That's
woman.
what I'm trying to figure out. Like, if you're there at a certain time, you know you're gonna fuck Cosby.
Come on, man. Sidney Poitier was dicking them hoes down.
They're tripping.
All them
All
thoughts
the
wanted to
thoughts
fuck
wanted
with him.
put in pop.
And this is before. And this is before the Cosby Show came out. I'm talking about this is stand up comedian Bill Cosby we're talking about. This isn't Cliff Huxtable we're talking about here. This is out in the streets in the 70s. I fuck with Richard Pryor, not in public, but I fuck with him type of situation. You know what I'm saying? We've been in movies together, so you know how Richard Pryor gets down. Everybody is somebody different than they were. So
everybody's
that roast
getting
of
high.
Richard Pryor, he had all the cocaine in the world in his face.
You think you come to the party and
mustache.
say, "Hey, I'm here for a holy meeting. I know it's cocaine and drugs everywhere, but I'm here
Right.
for a holy meeting."
Right.
The fuck out of here, bitch.
came
You
for the
know what
turn
you're
up.
there for, and now you're trying to, get
Bill,
some
they
out
said
of
Bill
it.
used to
and
come
you-
to the
and-
parties barefoot. He didn't give a fuck. He ain't had no shoes or socks on. He knew he was fucking. Bitch, I ain't even putting no shoes on. I'm about to have to take them off.
Now, I will say my only question to Bill is, if you have women that's willing to do anything for you, what did you want? Why did they have to be sleep? Like, what did you want out of that?
Yeah.
Hey,
That must
the girls
be his
popping
fetish.
pills now? Oh, what say they?
That must be his fetish. That's what he's
Right.
into.
Well, it would
Future
depend on what
Xanax
the
and
drug
drinks.
is. It'll
Almost dead
depend on what
pussy?
the drug is. If you're popping, I've done
All right, tell
enough
us.
drugs.
Okay.
And if you pop like a Xanax or something like that, just kind of makes you relax and chilled out a little bit. What these women are describing is like the equivalent of being roofied, and I've had that happen to me, and that is no fun.
So
like
is
when
that
somebody,
an upper or downer?
It knocks you completely out. It's It's called the date rape drug, and somebody puts it in your drink, and you're knocked. I mean, I took one shot and I headlined. I got roofied right after a headline. I've been telling y'all jokes for 45 fucking minutes. Just be cool and I'll give you some ass. Like, don't drug me.
I've been
talking about dick for 40 minutes.
To be fair, the Rufinol, which is what you're talking about in terms of the roofie, that is actually made for knocking you out. Now, the Quaaludes that they were using back then weren't specifically for knocking you out. You know, like some people can take a certain drug and it just makes you numb. Like some people can take Xanax and it'll knock you completely out. Some people can take it and do shit and be good. So, but the Quaaludes were a stronger kind of version of that situation. Have you seen Wolf of Wall Street? Mm-hmm. You seen when he took a lot of Quaaludes, he was still up, but it kind of had, you fucking kind of party a little bit on it. You know what I mean? You kind of, I don't know what to equate it to, but it's not like the date rape knock you out like that.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, it's not right, but what's
not
happening
right,
afterwards?
But
he
it's
likes
okay.
sleepy pussy, and the
That's
bitches
where you
knew
been.
it. So,
If you prosecute, but if nothing is happening
Cosby
legally,
likes
why do you
sleepy
take it off
pussy.
the air?
Why are you talking about something that
Right.
happened in the
That's what I'm
70s
saying.
anyway?
Like,
Shouldn't
right.
you talk to your pastor by now,
Right.
ladies, and gotten over this and moved on?
If there's
Why
an
are they coming
ongoing
out
trial
like,
or
Let
something,
let this
That's
old
how
man
it
die in
works.
peace. He gave me
Hollywood
so
does
much
not
joy
heal
in my
with scandals.
childhood. And when people ask me
It's
who's your
scandal.
favorite comedian,
Depends on who you
I
are, too,
still
though.
say Bill Cosby.
Some people get to ride their
I don't
scandal
give a
wave
fuck.
on into greatness, like Charlie Sheen. He's the one of the only people that could have a scandal like he did, lose a show and then get another show immediately.
And
right
drop-
after
and
that.
drop
It just
AIDS off
depends
in a
on who-
couple of counties.
And dropping AIDS off.
here at Clayton
Not
County,
dropping
here you
AIDS.
go.
Here you go, bitch. You want some of this AIDS? Here you go.
You want a little bit of
Behind the
AIDS?
back pass. Me and Magic. We got you.
Alley-oop those
This nigga out here
AIDS.
sprinkling AIDS and got a new show by himself. All right. He went from being a co-star. He went from co-star to scandal to star. Like that's what I'm saying. Only certain people's scandal hurts them. Certain people's scandal fucking shoot you to the roof. Just like I said, Robert Downey Jr. actually became a bigger star after his cocaine binges.
But it doesn't
beating
always
bitches
work,
up.
as
No,
evidenced
it
by
doesn't.
Mel Gibson.
There you go.
He's a prime example of
There you go.
how it can completely fuck your whole life.
Yeah, but I
up.
think once you get old, people think they can really attack you and you're not going to fight back, like a Mel
Yeah,
Gibson or
probably,
Bill
yeah.
Cosby. If you're young like Robert Downey Jr., you fucking fight it back.
True.
But once you're over 60 years old, they probably feel like, you know what? Here's our time to come out against this guy and win it, whatever winning means. If winning doesn't mean going to court, if it means the public opinion and trial and public opinion, then whatever, we won it. So, I don't know.
You're right.
He's still my favorite comedian.
He's still my favorite
He's never
comedian.
been my favorite comedian.
I
But-
grew up
Well,
with
he's-
it. Like,
he's
my
my
parents are
favorite dad.
Southern Baptists.
He's
like,
my
that's
favorite
all I
dad
could
on
watch was
TV.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
To this day, my parents have no fucking idea what I do. I
Right.
have to say, like Bill Cosby, mama.
Can I take?
Which
can I
is
tell
nowhere, clearly, I'm not Bill Cosby.
Can I tell you
understand.
something else real quick about that? And, Bill Cosby also To be fair in the situation, Bill Cosby also alienated himself from the people that probably could have came to his defense in terms of black people. Bill Cosby, for the last few years, has been coming out against what black people have been doing, which is right, but it's just the way that he did it didn't make people say, you know what, you're right. Instead of listening to the message, they were listening to how he was saying it, and it came off totally horrible. So now you've alienated yourself from us. Now you got the other people, the powers that be, the Jews and the whites. You alienate yourself from them because they want to get away from the scandal, and now you by yourself. So people could do anything they want to you without cause. You can't call Bill Cosby up and give him a very good reason for none of his shows to ever be on air or on YouTube right now. You cannot give him a good reason. You know what I mean? But they just split.
Because we don't know what he did with that sleepy pussy.
I know what he did. He hit it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
You guys are like the New Day, like Lucy and Ricky. Y'all did your own show. It's true.
That's funny because she's just like Lucy. I'm not so much like Ricky, but she's fucking. No, the fuck. I'm not.
You're an entertainer.
I don't understand nothing
Dave.
he says.
You're an entertainer.
He speaks Spanish.
He was an entertainer.
No, I'm just joking.
That's true. You're right.
Well, I don't know if you
No,
can
you're
play
right. Ricky was
the
an entertainer. I
drums.
forgot about
What
that
was he,
part.
Cuban? They were the
Cuban.
first interracial couple on television.
Yeah, Cuban.
And I dug it. I don't
Very
know if
nice.
he was Cuban or what, but
That was it. Yeah, Ricky.
Lucy is one of my favorite comedians. I love Lucy.
I love her too.
The Carol Burnett show. Those are the
shows.
women that I think I compare myself to.
Great
so that's
shows.
crazy
And what
that
people
you said
don't realize
that.
too is Dolly Parton used to go out at the Grand Ole Opry and tell jokes. Dolly
heard
Parton was a comedian. People don't think of her that way. They think of her
Never knew
as an
that.
actress and a country singer. But
And I had titties.
when she was little, though, from a little girl, she was out. Her and Minnie Pearl, there's tons of good legends.
What?
Oh, Minnie Pearl.
Little Dolly Parton history in February. Thanks for that. You fucking needed more of that. Thanks, Reggie. Appreciate it.
Knickerbockers.
Nicaraguan.
Fuck!
What's your Nicaraguan
I
ass?
was not ready. That's the whole thing. I was not ready for any of that just happened.
Fucking talk
Dave,
about
help
Dolly
me.
Parton in February.
Help me, Dave. You're white. Help me.
What,
Super Bowl.
what do you want me to
Well,
do?
you're Jewish, so you're a Q.
She said, we're Jewish.
No, I
Dave
said
said,
you're
what do you want me
Jewish.
to do?
Happy Hanukkah again. Let's
Thanks.
talk about that.
That was
Happy
3
Hanukkah
months
in February,
ago.
really, Reggie? Reggie, you are fucking.
Isn't it Hanukkah? Isn't it Hanukkah History Month? I should have
No,
said Holocaust
no,
History
Heaven
Month.
beatbox
Then
us off.
everyone would have it.
Hey, beatbox us off air, please. 'Cause
This
That's
is
a
getting
wrap.
worse.
it's time to go. Because Hanukkah history, you're going to get so much hate mail from my Twitter followers.
Man.
It's only the 8th of February. We ain't got
Hanukkah
20 more
history
days. You can't
month.
give us 20 more fucking days, Reggie?
Oh, I'll talk to you after the show, but I got some new Black History Month jokes that me and Zoo Man's been working on.
All right. Let's
Yeah.
talk.
I'll
Wait,
take that after the
wait,
show.
wait,
I got
wait.
you, I got
Yeah.
you.
I was like, after the show.
Please. Yes. no microphones.
You were like, I get it.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah, because I don't want anybody stealing my jokes. Nobody
Right.
cares.
Right.
I call my ex-boyfriends Black History. So every month is technically a Black History Month.
That's fucking hilarious.
Thank you,
hilarious.
Zoo Man. He's been in the lab with me. Thanks, Zoo. He'll be here next week. Thank you.
I'm just fucking.
Every month is Black History Month when they
Right.
are constantly clicking like on your shit on Instagram. Black History.
That's my bitch right here, everybody. He's here.
Yes, Reggie. That's fucking funny.
That's
It was
my
Zoo.
bitch.
It was really Zoo. He pulled it out of me. It was Zoo Man.
But it don't matter because you got to say it. Don't.
Zoo is hilarious. You make sure you tell him I said it next week when he comes.
I definitely will. I love him because
He
he's been my
is-
mentor since the beginning. Because whenever I feel like I don't want to do anything, like he'll be like, pick up a pen, and he brings that out of me. He inspires me. Just being
He
around
is
him makes
so
me want to write.
intelligent. I can
Yeah,
tell.
and he's just
Very
so.
true.
He's got so many good ideas all the time. Like his energy is just go, 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 and I
There we
love
go.
it. And I met Shaq with him one time. And
Oh,
I
yeah, the
stared at
hookah
his
spot?
dick for 2
It
hours.
doesn't matter, Frank, because I heard it was small, but we're going to keep it moving.
Oh,
What's
let
the
me
next segment?
Sip my tea. Sipping tea.
What's the next
Now let her
segment?
keep talking about black
Look at-
people.
Look at this face.
Look at Dave.
Let Reggie keep talking about black
Small
people.
for
She's
him
trying to
though
get
is
her
still
shit back.
probably what, like 2 feet, 3 feet.
See, do not
In
equate
order.
someone's size with their size.
Shout out to Shaq. He got my Lakers 3 rings, so whatever.
Right.
Shout out
I
to
don't
putting
give
me
shit
on the
about us.
You did what the Lord wanted you to do, but not what the hoes wanted you to do. Let's keep it moving.
Lord got us them rings. Whatever you say about
Sorry.
Shaq, he got us 3 rings.
Sorry.
Me and Nicole will probably probably never be on the All-Star Comedy Jam. We understand that right now. This just happened.
Oh, remember that time when I told Kenny and I told Charles and I told Kenny and Charles.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I did not.
That's all I gotta say.
Can you dig it?
Super Bowl happened yesterday.
Yeah, it did.
Dave.
Woo! See,
You're
Dave on the job. They've
What?
got
hit
one
it
sound
again,
effect.
Dave. Super Bowl happened yesterday.
It works with it.
I'm actually glad that we're on this topic.
Yeah.
You know, I could not be more happy with the results. I know.
Yeah.
I was pulling for the Broncos. I'm just gonna put it out there, and because I mean Peyton Manning. You know, you got the Cinderella story.
Yep.
I mean, it's
What do you mean Cinderella story? Both his parents are filthy rich.
If he retires, it is. Well, that is different.
Let's face it.
He's from
I'd be
old
surprised
money.
if he does not retire.
Right.
On top with another Super Bowl win. I mean, how old is he now? 39.
39.
He's 39. And he
No.
beat Brett
Like,
Favre.
like,
Let me
you're
get
not
this
gonna
out
win
because I
another
don't
Super
know
Bowl.
much.
You're
gonna die.
This season, and I'll tell you, because I play, fantasy. I had Peyton.
Terrible.
I had Peyton. Hold on.
was
I
awful.
had Peyton Manning, and let me tell you, like,
Killed you.
Oh my God.
You lost everything.
I did, and I had a sick lineup too. Like,
Yeah.
I almost.
He was the worst quarterback in fantasy history.
I think it was worse than his rookie year.
This season,
Yeah.
it was.
I'm
just
gonna
terrible.
drink. This
And
sports
to the
talk
point
makes
that,
me want to
go order a
drink.
You
pizza.
gotta realize, this is a guy who got benched in the season and came out on top as
Okay. Yeah. That's where the Cinderella part comes in at.
I mean,
You know what I mean? But he's been on top before.
That's the same season.
Yeah.
That's what's so amazing.
It was
about
dope.
Everybody thought he was washed up and done, and then he
Exactly.
came back and proved them all
Exactly.
wrong.
I feel like he's one of the smartest quarterbacks of all time because it's hard to be on top for that long and being the man, but then stepping back and saying, all right, in order to win, let's do it this way.
Not a lot of time. You're talking
Right,
about
in a season.
You're talking about like in the media, he's being bashed.
Right.
For
Yeah, he had to
being
do that in the middle of the
awful,
season.
Awful, low. I mean, just having quite possibly what could be one of his worst seasons.
Right.
yet.
People are talking about his legacy being tarnished
Right.
because of this year.
And this dude, you know what? He probably looked himself in the mirror and was like, no.
Yeah, not me.
So I'm
Got to give it up for that.
I mean, Cam Newton, he's got a great story too, but he's got a lot of years.
He's probably going to be back. He might win
There's
one.
no doubt. Like,
Yeah.
let's face it, there's a new powerhouse team.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
There's a new
everybody
powerhouse
on their
team.
team that's any good is young on the Panthers team. Everybody
That team
good.
is gonna last.
Yeah.
I think that next year
they'll
we're
be
gonna
fine.
we're gonna see another strong performance by Carolina.
Yeah, but Peyton Manning, that's the way to do it.
So exactly. So I'm like, you're gonna have time to shine.
I got you.
There it is. It's just that
So
simple.
I like it when Elway did it. When Ray Lewis did it, it was dope. And now with Elway doing it, with
Well,
Manning doing
Elway
it.
has a hand in it now because he's
what I'm
the
saying.
executive VP. So yeah.
Right.
What did you guys think about Cam Newton's skinny britches?
Oh, the colorful joints.
What?
Man, he looked like an old lady about to go play the slots machines. I don't know if y'all go to Vegas that much.
Yeah.
But he's too big to wear. I do not agree with any athlete's clothes these days.
I was just about to like why? Like why do we like
That's
why
what I
is this something
said.
that happens and I mean it's like there's a line and it gets crossed constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Constantly.
Well, when you got
it's
all that
European,
money-
it's European cut clothes on African built men, and it doesn't look good.
I kind of feel like
Sometimes you can get a
It
good.
doesn't look- these
Sometimes
guys
you can
aren't
get
regular-
a good dick print in
But
the
these
front.
guys aren't. But
yeah,
the thing
but
is,
I don't want a dick print with Versace. Like, it makes me question your print. Like, is it for me?
your print is questionable, sir, because there's a sun by it.
Is your print for me?
She's so
Why is there
serious
sun
right
in a
now.
man's face by your penis on your
Why
pants,
is it
sir?
leopard print by your print?
Why is there a leopard print by your print? You're a grown man with no socks on. Fuck is going on? It's February.
Black History Month.
But I'm saying I can dig people, dressing. I don't give a fuck about fashion. But these guys are 6'5", 245 pounds. There's not a designer, let alone in Europe, in the world that makes clothes for people that size.
I will say, forgive me, he was very attractive to me until I saw him dressing outside of his uniform. It was like, what?
Him, Russell
Just wear
Westbrook,
that uniform
these guys
all the
have a
time,
problem.
Cam.
I think they want too much
So,
attention.
so his dress.
What are your
it
nuts
killed it for you.
doing? What are your nuts doing in those pants?
That's the real question.
What are your nuts doing?
What
That
are
should be
your
the
nuts
topic.
doing?
What are your nuts doing? They're saying this.
Your nuts need an infomercial because somebody needs to-
Okay,
How are we supposed to have children?
His nuts sound like Bane from Dark Knight.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're here.